Allow me to begin again. Allow me to share the screenshot. Yeah, I was saying that we have looked at the course content. We have looked at the course content and the topics you're going to be looking at this semester. There are not very many that few, which we have already begun. Okay, you can see the course content from the first topic, molecular microbiology, classification of microorganisms, microscopy, cell structure, laboratory equipment, staining, and then finally growth microorganisms. Now, when we go further, we have introduced our first topic, okay? Definition of terms. Here we have defined microbiology, we have defined also the applied fields of microbiology, which I already have mentioned to you. You're able to see them on the screen. Then, there's a video, there's an audio that I sent before concerning the same. Now, in lesson number 2, we are looking at the importance and the role of microbiology. Okay, importance and the role of microbiology. Number 1 is food production. We are aware that microorganisms are very important. Microorganisms are very important in food production. They're very important in food production. Used to produce variety of foods. For example, yogurt. We have yogurt, buttermilk, cheese, alcoholic beverages, leavened breads, sauerkraut, pickles, kimchi. They're also important in energy production and cleaning of the environment. They're also important in sustaining the agriculture. Hello.
Hello.
They're also important in production of useful natural gene product from that is through bioengineering, what normally call bioengineering, and also they're very important in human microbiota and microbiome. So that's what we have done so far. So we will begin a new topic today, that is the classification of microorganisms. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, we have to begin a new topic on the classification of microorganisms. Now you've seen in the course content the various classes of microorganisms, okay? Which okay, how can you classify microorganisms? Which microorganisms do you know?
The bacteria, fungi.
Okay, we have bacteria, we have fungi, we have viruses, and then also we have the slime and molds. Although slime and molds are also normally categorized as fungi, but in modern microbiology, they're categorized on their own class. Then we have the protozoa. We also classify them as part of microorganisms because of their contribution, their importance into the human life. Now, we are to begin with the classification. We classify bacteria. Now, you are aware that bacteria are also called Monera, and they are prokaryotic. Are we together?
Yes.
Do you understand? Do you understand the meaning of the word prokaryotic? or prokaryote?
Mm,
Prokaryote. Do you know prokaryote?
no.
Now, prokaryotes or prokaryotic microorganisms, these are cells or organisms whose nucleus are enclosed with a nuclear membrane, and much of the cell content, among the cell component like the mitochondria, among other components, are also are not enclosed. Sorry, they are not enclosed by any membrane. So basically, we say that prokaryotes, their genome is naked. Are we together?
Yes.
Yeah, their nucleus are not enclosed with a nuclear membrane. The cell organelles are also not enclosed by the nuclear, I mean, with the membrane. For example, the mitochondria not having are not having the membrane. That's the main difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Now, eukaryotes are now the cells. The reason why we are referring to them as either prokaryote or eukaryote is because these organisms are very minute. Already we have defined microbiology, and we have said that they are very minute living organisms which cannot be seen with naked eye. You have to use a magnifying lens or a microscope to be able to actually see them. In fact, use a microscope. So most of them are one cell. So we just call them cells. Are we together?
Yeah.
Yeah, so much of these cells of these organisms are not enclosed at all, and their nucleus are also naked, are not enclosed by membrane. Now, on the other hand, the eukaryotes are also cells or microorganisms whose cells are now enclosed with the membrane. For example, in the eukaryotes, you'll find that the nucleus is enclosed by a nuclear membrane. So their genome are not naked, are enclosed. The same applies even to their cell components. For example, the mitochondria are enclosed by the mitochondrial membrane. The Golgi apparatus are enclosed by membrane, and so on and so on. There is the main differences between a prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Now, bacteria, we have said, are one cell organisms. They are composed of only one cell. Okay,
Yes.
are we together?
Yes.
Again, bacteria are the majority of the living organisms on Earth. Accounting, actually, bacteria, there are about over 6,000 species of bacteria. That's why we call them or refer to them as the most abundant living things or living organisms on Earth or under the Earth. Now, bacteria are classified in various categories. Are we together?
Yes.
Yeah, they're classified based on various categories. Now, for example, we can classify them based on the way they oxidize their foods. Are we together?
Yes.
Yeah, the way they oxidize their food. That is, they use the oxygen. So we can classify them as either aerobes or anaerobes. Are we together?
Yes.
Now, aerobes, they use oxygen to metabolize and to form energy, whereas the anaerobes, they're able to survive and multiply and grow in absence of oxygen. Then within the aerobes and the anaerobes, they're classified further as either facultative. Are we together?
Yes.
Facultative or obligate. When we talk about the word obligate, so we can have obligate aerobes or obligate anaerobes. You get the point?
Yes.
Yeah, obligate basically means strict. They strictly rely on oxygen for them to metabolize their materials, their food materials to get energy. Okay,
Mm.
are we together?
Yes.
Now, facultative means it is not a must they use oxygen. They can either multiply or grow in absence or in presence of oxygen. Such organisms we refer to them as facultative. So if they are aerobes, we refer to them as facultative aerobes, or if they are anaerobes, we refer to them as facultative anaerobes. Get the point?
Yes.
Yeah, so facultative basically means that they are able to do what? They're able to use, survive and multiply without or with the use of oxygen, whereas for the obligate, they must. Now for the obligate anaerobe bacteria, now for these ones, they are able to grow and multiply mainly in presence of oxygen. Otherwise, when there's no oxygen, they die. Are we together?
Yes.
That's what we mean by the obligate aerobes. Then we have the obligate anaerobes. Obligate anaerobes are bacteria which are able to grow and multiply either in presence or absence of oxygen. So absence of oxygen cannot kill them. They can still grow and multiply. Are we together?
Mm.
Now that is now based on the use of oxygen. Okay.
Yes.
Now bacteria can also be classified, number two. Bacteria can also be classified, number two, based on the way they are able to make their own food. So we have autotrophs and heterotrophic bacteria. You get the point?
Yes.
Yeah, so the autotrophic bacteria, these are bacteria which have pigments which are able to trap light and make food, just like the plants, okay? Now for the heterotrophic one, they are not able to, they rely on other matter for the source of their food. Are we together?
Yes.
Yeah, then still under nutrition, basically we're looking at the classification of bacteria under nutrition. Under nutrition, we have said we have the autotrophic bacteria, heterotrophic bacteria, okay? Also, we have chemotrophic bacteria. Now, these are bacteria which use chemicals to metabolize so as to obtain energy, okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, apart from nutrition, bacteria are also classified based on morphology. Morphology. Do you know morphology? Or do you understand the term morphology?
No.
Morphology? You know morphology?
No.
Morphology, what does it mean? Morphology, what the word morphology? What does the word morphology mean?
Color.
Not actually color. Basically, morphology is the structure. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, structure. So when we talk about morphology, we're talking about the structure. The way the organism appear when you look at them. Now, for the case of bacteria, in terms of morphology, we have those ones which are rod shape, like a rod. You know a rod?
Yes.
Yeah, like a rod, like sausage, okay? We call them bacilli. Bacilli. Have you heard about bacteria which are referred to as bacilli or bacillus? If it is one, it's a rod-shaped bacteria. Then we have the one which are spherical. Now the one which are spherical are called coccus or cocci if there are many. Are we together?
Yes.
Are we together?
Yes.
Are we together?
Yes. Yes.
Hello?
Hello. Hello.
You get me
Hello.
now?
Yes.
Are you able to get me? Are you able to hear me? So I was saying,
Yes.
in terms of morphology, you can also classify bacteria as either rod-shaped are called bacilli. Rod-shaped, R-O-D, bacilli. Then the ones which are spherical are called coccus if it is one, or cocca if there are many. Are we together?
Yes.
Now, if the cocca is true, we use the word diplococcus, and so on and so on. We are going to see that when we shall be discussing more. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So we shall continue in our next class. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I will upload the notes for the classification of microorganisms. Okay. The bacteria especially, and then we shall look at the other ways in which we are able to classify the bacteria. You remember, so far we have mentioned classifying them based on nutrition, where we have mentioned the chemotrophs, autotrophs, heterotrophic bacteria. Also, we have said we can also classify them based on metabolism, use of oxygen, where we have the aerobes and anaerobic bacteria. And then also we have mentioned that you have said that you can also classify them based on morphology or structure. This refer to the shape, the way they appear. We have this one which are rod shaped. We call them the bacilli. We have the one which are spherical. We call them the cocci. And also we have also those which are comma shaped, as we are going to see. We call them the vibrio. Okay.
Yes.
Are we together?
Yes.
Are we together?
Yes.
Okay. So we shall continue in our next class. Okay. And
Okay.
discuss more. Yeah. Otherwise, do you have any challenge, any problem?
No.
You don't have any, okay?
Mm.
We normally also have a biochemistry class, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, so tulikuwa tumesema you just join the class. I know we had already gone ahead, but tutapitia because even again as you repeat, you're also revising, okay? And then there are those topics that we did not finish, which I only sent to the
Yeah.
notes. So again, we are going to look at them, okay?
Okay.
We together.
Yes.
Any other any question?
I'm okay.
Eh?
No.
You look tired, okay?
I don't have a question.
We don't have a question, okay? Yeah, so I will upload the notes, and then you can go through them, okay?
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Vin, for attending today's class.
Welcome.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm saying thank you for attending the class.
Okay.
Yeah, we shall be having the Zoom classes for 30 minutes only. For 30 minutes,
Okay.
not 1 hour, so that we can be able to cover more, clear the syllabus,
Yes.
okay?
Yeah.
But in case of any issue, any problem, you can also still ask me in the group. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.